Hello and welcome to the Mystic Paranormal YouTube channel. And we've actually got Ben on this time. This is going to be part one of two parts. It's going to be like an end of the year review, isn't
like
it?
A recap.
Yeah. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, it'll help us greatly. If you can click the subscribe button, it will help us. Also, if anybody's not on Facebook who's following us, you can find us at Mystic Paranormal UK and on TikTok at Mystic Paranormal _UK. And what's Instagram on, Ben?
Mystic Paranormal UK.
There you are. You can find us there. So please help us and go across and subscribe and whatever you do, and follow us. So what we're going to do, because we've been going, for those who don't know, quick recap. We Mystic Paranormal UK, paranormal investigating team, and we try to stand out from others, don't we, man? We doing
Try and be different.
Stories. We do stories, don't we? And
stories. We use a lot of old-fashioned equipment, old-fashioned ways of investigating. It's not strictly just paranormal, is it? It's like
no, we do all mysteries and all sorts, don't we? I've got a squeaky chair, so I do apologise for that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go through, for people who's not seen us or know who we are, we're going to go through, like, well, who we are and what, and how long we've been at paranormal and such. So I've been at paranormal for like 20 years on and off. I think this next year coming up is going to be about 21 years or something like that. I've been involved in paranormal, but we've only been involved in Mystic Paranormal for like 2 years in March, isn't it? Where Ben came up with the idea to start a group up and go on Facebook. Because when I originally did it, there were no Facebook. So, go on, Ben, how long have you been into it and stuff like that?
what, ghosts or just paranormal?
Paranormal.
Oh, for years. We used
For
to
years,
watch most Haunted on telly. Taps, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, all sorts like that, really.
Everything, isn't it? So,
yeah.
What this video is going to be is, it's going to be a year we've had. We didn't do this last year, did we? We didn't think about doing a video like this. So we're going to do the year recap, the ups and the downs. There's going to be some stuff mentioned that nobody knows about, but I think now the time is to mention it, to try and clear the air, clear us, get off his chest, and move on with a clean slate for next year.
It's got to be
Do you
said.
agree with that?
It's got to be said.
So-
you can only keep it in for so long.
You can only keep it different. I think some of the stuff we've been very, as a group, I think we've been very, very calm, very professional about it, I would say. So this year we've had members leave.
Yeah.
We've had new members come in. We've had
Well, really, that started from about November last year. We had members that have been with us for quite a while start to leave.
Leaving, and then we've had I think it's two members leave this year, which happens. Members leave and come and go, which is like anything. Football teams, you name it, members come and go. Unfortunately, some members leave. Fortunately, some members leave with a bit of dignity, and other members don't leave with any dignity, which has happened to us. But the new members that's come in, we've had James and Gemma who join us now and then. They've got a young family, so they do join us when they can, don't they?
Yeah.
And James has just started university, and Gemma's got her own business, driving instructor. So when they get time, they come in. Ben's mum, my wife Catherine, has done a lot more now. She's joined in a bit more. Azaria, Ben's girlfriend, has come into the group, which has made a big difference with the psychic medium side of it. And like I say, if you've seen our tarot evenings, she does tarot evenings for free. And I've got that right. It's just sat behind the camera. Not tarot. We've got that right. And
Tarot.
she brings lots to the group. Helps us when we're out and about with seeing things and sensing things, and like the people who watch us does. We've got a lot of brilliant people on there who we've come friends with. We've made new friends. Unfortunately, apparently we've made a few enemies, which is probably part and parcel of this business, I call it, this paranormal world. Unfortunately, it does come of that. So, sort of clear a few things up. As some of you know, we've lost some members. I just want to clear a few things up. There's been a few... What people don't realise, we get sent messages. We get sent videos. We get sent all sorts of what's gone off, what we don't know about. And we've kept it pretty undercover, haven't we? Pretty...
well, like I said, we've been professional about it.
We've tried to be professional about it, but I think I just want to clear air, get it done, and then hopefully it won't carry on. Hopefully. So basically, some members left the group. Fair enough, like they do. They leave the group. But then we've had some, how can I put it, tales going around about us.
It's just childish.
It's childish, going off. I just want to clear things up. We thought we got on top of it, but just in the last few weeks, we've had some video sent us of certain people. I'm not going to mention names, but they know who they are. Going on to other people's chat shows and literally telling lies. And I will call lies out where I hear it, and it is lies. We've been called bullies, and I won't have that because none of us are bullies. So I just want to answer a few questions. I'm going to get into some positive stuff. So I think one of the main things we've had, one of the first things that got brought to attention was we apparently planned on leaving somebody to an investigation, which
planned on apparently leaving one of the certain member
at
an investigation,
which never happened, never was planned. I don't know where that has come from. All the things we've heard on this latest, there's been 2 or 3, but the latest one was, like I say, if the people have come to us and spoke to us like adults with the problems they've got with us, it could have been completely different. But when people go on to all the chat shows and call people, I find it a bit childish. And a bit with Tom for so long, but like I said, I'm going to answer a few questions that was and what was asked on there. No, we've never left anybody in an investigation. No, we have never ever pushed anybody from in front of the camera to make them go behind the camera. No, have we ever took anybody's speciality off from and stopped them doing anything. No, have we ever knocked anybody's confidence. As people can see in past live streams and our live streams now, we encourage people to come onto the camera. Azaria don't like being in front of the camera, but she started coming onto the camera now with ghost stories. We would never do that to anybody.
We've done nothing but encourage.
Nothing but encourage. So where this has come from, I just can't understand.
Jealousy.
I think some of it is jealousy. I really do. I just can't understand it because the people involved, we've invited them into our life, into a paranormal group. We've asked people to join it, and it's just basically been thrown back us with complete lies. And it is complete lies. I will call lies out when I see lies. We've lost some so-called good friends through it, who's again invited into the group, and again has chose to probably believe rumours and lies.
Yeah, very.
Would you put it like that?
Just very.
Believe rumours and lies. My advice to anybody in life, not just in paranormal, any life. If something goes off, look at both sides of a story. Don't just take one side of the story unless like what we think's gone off will benefit you. I think this has been done to benefit certain people.
Yeah, the They take inside because one particular person is like, oh, me.
Yeah, and I think
I'm this, I'm
and
that.
I think that's just the trouble. I think people have got to start to grow up. I'm not done this video for ages. I wanted to this video for ages, but I'm going to call ours out here. And I've had messages sent me.
I've never wanted to do a video. Like
You've not seen half the messages we've had sent.
I don't want to know.
Don't want to know, and I'm not going to mention all the messages. I will mention one of them in a minute to do with a certain thing. So basically, in the future, people in any walk of life, whatever you're doing, you hear a rumour, check both sides of the story. Because somewhere in the middle, there's going to be the truth. And the truth has started to come out. We have lost some good followers over this. Not many. But out of about, I'd say we've lost about 9 followers who was good, we thought were good friends to us. And out of that 9, I think 7 are now come back to us. They've seen what's going off. They've heard stuff that's going. They've seen stuff. So, like I say, people who, I think this is the right saying, who throw stones in glass houses, they do get found out. So I hope this will be the end of it, because this is the down part of it this year.
Oh yeah.
And we got asked to. It got worse when we got asked to by Matt Barron, who's a founder of P3 programme. We got asked to run the
British division.
UK division of it. It got worse. It got worse to the point where groups were coming to join, and people know why certain groups weren't going to join until they learn how to be part of Power Unity. They knew exactly what they were doing. So unfortunately, there came a bit of fallout from that, which wasn't decided by me, which people think it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It went to a board in the P3 programme who decided, looked at what was going off, and then took their decision. Now, from that, we got some rather peculiar messages from people who we thought, we'd get on with. We actually got banned from some pages with no reason whatsoever, but well, you know the reasons. We got banned from pages for no reason. We've always been all right with everybody. And this lady sent me a message which were like, wow. The end of the message, I'm not showing it all, Ben. The end of the message, it went on and on and on. Basically, they've obviously heard the rumour, listened to one side of the story, and at the end of it is, we don't think you're fit to run the P3 programme. We need people with more experience. I'm sorry, but before I could reply to the lady, she blocked me. Which also I've been accused of doing, which I will explain why I blocked a certain person. And to clear that bit up, and hopefully this can be swept under the carpet and gone. So she basically says, we can't, you're not fit, your group basically is too small to run a P3 programme UK. Now Matt has told us why we run it, didn't he? Spoke to us.
Yeah.
In like what we do, in like the different variety we bring. That don't make us any better than anybody else. No, we don't. But talking with the lack of experience we've got, I had over 20 years experience. Ben's had about 4 years experience. Azaria's got 10 years experience. So that's like, what's that, 34 years of experience between us. I think that makes us.
But what makes me laugh is it's like the people that's causing the problem. They're acting like they're more experienced when they know.
This is it, and
they know better than what we are.
They know better than what we are. So this is the main. I think this is part of the problem. I think
people pretend to be.
Somebody were a bit jealous that we've actually got asked to.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one podcast I've sent from, I think it was ages ago. I think when it all started, where they had how can I put it? The people on. I'm not going to mention the podcast or the people on, and I think they hit the nail on the head. I think what it were, I think the comment from one of them was the little teams come in and think they own things, and I think that hit the nail on the head. I think we know what the problem is there, and I think it's just jealousy. So hopefully this will hit the nail on the head and it's done.
What gets me is some of them pretend to be something that they're really not.
Yeah.
And they're really playing on it, and it's just funny. It's just
some of the teams that
it shows just how little people they are.
Some of the teams that's done it preach pro unity, but they go and do the exact same opposite. So I'm sorry, I've got to address. So this is a down bit to argue you. We are going to go for some good bits in a minute. But I just want to question to another lady that wondered on this the latest podcast, why she was blocked from the group. Simple answer is, when a certain member left the group or members left the group, your attitude changed towards our group. You're another person that we're let in the group. Come on investigations with us, even though you weren't part of the group, but you came on investigations with us, and then your attitude changed all of a sudden. You started pulling our group apart. You were recording our evidence, and then you started with personal attacks. You actually called me wife, and I'm sorry, that's line draw, and that's why you was blocked. I'm very sorry, but that's why you was blocked. If people didn't act like children and tell lies, and I just can't. Some of the stuff I've heard, I've not gone for half it on here. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We do get sent things. I did try and get on the latest podcast onto the group to say, like, can we put our side across? They didn't literally call us by name, which we're not going to do to them.
No.
But when the certain person says, my last group, now unless this certain member left our group and within 24 hours joined another group and then left that group and then started another group, it's not about us. But obviously that didn't happen.
And you could correct me if I'm wrong, but before this person joined our group, I don't think they had any sort of knowledge of the paranormal.
No, now I see this is it. We've actually helped people along in the paranormal, and then we get accused of bullying and everything, and I'm just not having it. I'm really not.
You give them the chance, and then they get what they want, and then they just
go, and that's the trouble.
Spit the dummy out.
So, what I'm just going to say now. Hopefully, this is going to be water under the bridge now. I think we've all had a say on it. Like I say, I will not tolerate.
If there's one final message to them,
yeah.
If we can do this, it's just grow up and get on with your lives.
Get on with your own hobbies, your own group. Grow your group. This is what it's about. Growing the groups. So, another bit of advice I can give to anybody, which we're going to start doing. If anybody's got a problem with our group or any group, approach them, message them, and I'm putting this out to anybody out there. Anybody got a problem with our group? Message me. You know how to get in touch with me. I will quite gladly meet you for a coffee, a pint, or whatever you want to do. We'll go for a walk and discuss what exactly your problems are with us, and we'll get the truth out.
These days,
by doing adult. We didn't want to do this, but I've done it. Because it's
ending here. These days, nobody wants that. They'd rather do it from behind keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, we've just done this behind keyboard. But the only reason I've done this behind keyboard is because it's been building up hasn't it?
It's been built up in group, yeah. It's been
and
brewing.
I think it just had to be said. So I think hopefully next year everybody can start acting like adults and grow up. Anybody got a problem with us? You know how to message us. I will quite gladly meet you one-on-one for a drink, for a cup of coffee, for a cup of tea, for a pint of beer, whatever you want, and discuss it like an adult, which should have been done in the first place. And just to add one more thing is, in the group, this is how we stick up for people. And when our group, end of last year and beginning of this year, we were asked by persons to get rid of people out of our group because they didn't like what they believed in, didn't like what they were doing, and I stuck to my guns and I says, no, I'm not doing it. I respect these people, but unfortunately, this has happened, and the truth, like I said, the truth will come out about it. So hopefully people learn from this, and that's the downside to this year. I think. Because while all this was going off, I've had a bad ankle operation, so I've had to cope with that, cope with all these messages coming towards us as well. As some of you might know, I've not been very well this year. I'm still undergoing tests, so I've had all that to cope with, plus all this BS coming from this other group and groups, which I don't understand why. Just get on with it. Just get on with it. So that's only been the downer this year. We're quite lucky. That's just been the only downer, hasn't it? So from this, moving on, we're going up. So from this, we've lost friends. We've lost, so-called friends, some members. We've gained new members, and we've gained new friends. We've been to some new locations, haven't we? We've been to, where did we go? We've been to went to the, is it called the Fear Factory, with Charlotte Most Haunted and Urban Ghost Explorers UK. That was a fantastic place. Absolutely fantastic place. We've been up to Arborough, New Stone Circles with James. Daltor. We have been on some really great places. Really loved this year for that. Really have loved this year for.
It's been a complete new change, isn't it?
Complete new change. We've got more into his history, which we are doing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, we're now running the P3 programme as well, thanks to Matt. We've got quite a few members in there now, and we're gaining friends from there. Now, one of the friends we have gained from there, one of the group that we consider part of our group, is Charlotte Most Haunted with Mark, Roy, Jonathan and Steph. I better call her Steph, not Stephanie. Fantastic, aren't they, man?
Brilliant, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. They're funny, we get along, and it's absolutely amazing. We've also been out with, like I say, Kev and Lisa from Ghost Explorers UK. Marie Walton, who's been watching us from day one. We've got her out on a couple of investigations, which is brilliant. We've always said anybody wants to come on an investigation with us, to come and out with us, haven't we? And
we're welcome anybody.
Anything, just come out, and we're open to anybody coming. We are going to meet up with. That'll be next year. That'll be part 2. Sorry, we're going to do part 2. What we're going to be doing next year, and we're going to have Azari on with us. So the friends with. Sorry, I thought I could see someone. The friends. Is it someone there? Is it my head? It's all right.
It's my shadow though.
Oh, it's your shadow. So this year, met Mark, Roy, John, Steph, and we've who else? We've met some. Who else we've been out with this? And I cannot think. Even Jacob and Ellie's been out with us. They've been giving us hand. That's an experience. We went to what's that Abbey called, man?
Abbey.
That Abbey. That Priory, sorry.
Oh, we went there last year.
Yep. No, went with Ellie this year.
Oh yeah, Grace du Priory.
Where Ellie got absolutely scared stiff.
She was terrified
because the brick actually come out the wall.
One of the bricks in one of the walls were. What were we doing? I think we're asking the asking to move the REM pod or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the camera was still, and you can see it come out the wall. This brick just comes out the wall. It gets pushed from inside like an hole, and it drops
right to front of her.
Right, and it were a big like stone.
Yeah. Well, that's the only time I think Eddie's been quiet. Really. And this year we've been back to the cottage. That's our favourite place. Zara can talk about that on part 2.
Yeah.
thanks to Charmaine and Ellen, absolutely amazing people. For his first year anniversary and your birthday, let's have it for free.
They did on my birthday. Yeah.
Such kind people. I had the pleasure of last week being invited by Charmaine to help another group out there and actually do a little investigation there with Charmaine, who's a lovely person. And that's when we had all the cabinet collapse.
What was that noise?
It's some burping. Have you getting warm for fire behind you?
No, I'm freezing.
That is an amazing place. So anybody who wants to experience the paranormal, you don't have to be in a group. If you contact Ellen or Charmaine at the Maxwell Railway Cottage, they will point you in the right direction. It's a great place to go for paranormal investigation. We're quite used to that place now, aren't we? We know what's there. With Mark, Ellen and Charmaine, we've got the history out.
Yeah.
Of that place.
It's like it feels a bit like a Mystic Paranormal base.
It does. Like you say, it's your 30th drive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is very, very good. We just love that place. We've done number 10 coffee shop again.
Upstairs.
We've done upstairs, and the upstairs has been done. So that'll be interesting to go up when that's been done. Booth Cafe, we've done that. I think we've finished with Booth Cafe now. I think we've done all we can to do there, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be going back.
Thanks to Richard for that.
Yeah, thanks Richard.
Of course, we've been back to the factory. And that place just never fails to...
It's brilliant.
Never fails to thingy, does it? Never fails to impress.
Nearly as good as the cottage.
Nearly as good as the cottage.
On a different level, though.
On a different level. So what do you reckon your best thing's been this year? Your best investigation, if you could pick one?
Best investigation? Well, if I can highlight one of them, it'd probably be one I did with Azaria in the cottage by ourselves.
Yeah.
Because the whistling we got at the end of that was just unbelievable.
And
we were upstairs in one of the bedrooms, and we turned all equipment off, apart from the camera that we were filming with, and we asked for them to whistle back. We whistled. You sat there, you nodded.
Yeah.
Every tune that we whistled, it whistled back.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because you take ginger nut biscuits, don't you, too?
There's a spirit with, the Zaria picked up on this spirit of a little boy first, and then we've found out his name's Robert, we think.
Mm-hmm.
Is it definitely Robert? Definitely Robert. And he likes ginger biscuits. So every time we go around, you sing him a song that he likes. We'll talk about this on part 2.
Yeah.
And we take him ginger biscuits, because apparently he used to like ginger biscuits.
Zari's nursery rhymes through.
Nursery rhymes. And we don't, compared to other groups, we don't treat spirits
disrespectful.
Like spirits. We try and treat them as people like they were. So obviously when we communicated with Robert, the little boy, we're treating him as if we actually really are talking with the living little boy.
Yeah, completely true.
You don't want to treat them like the things. They were people like us, one day, and that's...
Yeah.
I should treat them, I think.
This year's been really, really good, hasn't it? Like I said, we've been at our attraction for a bit with my ankle, which is loads better now. Thanks for everybody who messaged me for that. It's still on mend. Quite a bad operation. It was worse than what they thought when they went in. But Ben and Azaria, Catherine, Ben and Jacob, James and Gemma handled me not being there brilliantly. Got lives done.
Yeah. Another location we forgot to mention is the Village Hall, Courtney Village Hall.
Courtney Village Hall with plague, because it's actually an old plague
hospital. Was it hospital?
No, morgue next door to it. Which were quite good. We're just waiting for somebody's going to walk right in front of the camera now, aren't you?
If you budge across.
I can't. Yeah, look, budge across. We'll let you through. Come on, quick. Was that's put me off now. We're very good. I think James. I think we are actually going. I think we are actually going back to. I think we are actually going back to the plague village at Cut. Ian. We actually got to investigate Ian. What if I can say anything about Ian? They've got to get some internet access down there, aren't they? Because we started to record, we're going to do the old story live.
It's a good place to go when you're not live streaming.
Yeah. If you
Just
do
the
pre-record,
atmosphere.
well, we ended up doing pre-record, didn't we? And
Just the atmosphere of the place.
yeah,
Brilliant.
actually do it pre-record. It was a brilliant place, and we actually went up to the Riley Graves.
Yeah, I think it's the Riley Graves.
It is the Riley Graves. We did a little investigation up there. We've been some right
Respectfully.
Though I've been out for like 2 months.
We did get a lot done.
We got a lot done, haven't we, this year?
We were contemplating we'd be alright without you.
Well, yeah, that's it. I can always get sick. I can always walk and go set my own group up. Do you want me to?
We did. I think we did it. We all
Yeah.
did okay. Yeah.
But I think, so for this year, I think we've met some really nice people with Mark's group, Shout Out Most Haunted. We've met like some of his followers, and actually at work, I've had people come up to me at work.
You've been recognised, haven't you?
I've been recognised and people's been watching us. It's brilliant that we've actually, somebody at work, we did the home investigation from the other night. Nobody's seen the photos of that. Go and take a look on our page. It's brilliant. So we actually caught feet and legs. Azari did some medium work with it and she got everything spot on. I spoke to her today and she was brilliant about it. She really impressed Azari, came up with all the information. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave that for part 1. I'm sorry there's been a bit of a rant at the beginning of it, but I think it had to be done. And hopefully that, on that note, I think it will probably clear the air, we've got it off his chest, and everybody will now start to grow up and stop what they're doing and try and get along with everybody. Like I say, anybody's got a problem with me and my team, I'm quite willing to meet up with them one-on-one, have a coffee, a pint, anything, to discuss what exactly the problems are. Quite willing to do that. Probably after Christmas. So if anybody wants to do that, you know how to contact us. We're quite a friendly group. Contact us and we'll kind of meet up. So guys, thanks for watching part 1. Look out for part 2 and we will see you in part 2. Bye bye for now.